already of the dev update. Seems like we just started this, but it's almost month and a half. And welcome Anis, welcome Nabil. Thanks
Thank you.
thanks for joining us. And
Always a pleasure.
I'll start as usual with you, Nabil. Um, can you tell us, the update that came out 1.4 we released yesterday? Um, what was done, and can you just guide us through? And I'll also stream on the crib so we can basically check this. Let me turn off the music again.
Sure
Um,
thing. Sure thing.
so we can show what was done. Oh, I think I'm sharing the wrong screen. This one. So here's our little mushy. Okay, so
Hey,
what
don't you wanna start with the crib first? Sorry, the condo.
you want to start with a condo? For sure, let's
Yes.
start with a condo.
So basically, this time around, the condo was the biggest biggest update feature that we've done.
See, it will take some
Yeah,
time.
it will take some time.
I had that one ready, but yeah, condos.
Yeah,
I've saw a lot of people putting them already on public, so that
yeah,
was
yeah,
really good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That is something. So, like, to all the condo owners out there, thank you so much for waiting. But now you finally get to experience your condos, and you can like decorate it, and it has the same functionality as the cribs. You were even supporting public condos. You can just go ahead, customize your condo, make it public, and it will show up on the Virtua website. So that was the biggest update we've done, and I hope like people are enjoying their condos and they're like really customizing their space and getting into it.
Yeah, I don't know why this one is not loading now, but maybe you did you do some updates on the test network on the BIM side because it's not loading up. But
Um, yes, we did. You're using my wallet?
yes,
Is yes. Yep, we sure did. We were checking it out and everything and making some changes. So, which is why this one doesn't seem to have anything at the moment.
okay, doesn't matter. Um, okay, so um, this are the I mean I've played around with it. This is actually the one that I've built. I don't know why it's loading up so slowly. Maybe because I'm streaming at the same time. But you will see this one. I actually did a test. I talked about with you about this, Nabil. I made a test. 30 minutes time, and if what I can do in a condo in 30 minutes. So I tried to basically start from scratch and just decorate it and put some paintings on the wall. It's loading up now, and some people in the
Oh, yes.
condo, and put some of those collectibles in, and furniture and graphics. I don't know who put all those VFlex in, but it was not me. But that that video is coming out today. It's gonna be a speed on video. So basically, in 5 minutes, you'll see 30 minutes, and let me know how I did. Okay,
Yeah,
so
you did really, really well, Yaka.
yeah,
But
until
now
someone
we've gone ahead and spoiled it for you.
until someone put the yacht in. But okay, good, awesome. So and yeah, what was done with the with the crypts?
So basically, with the cribs, we went and there were like there were a couple of 3D items that were missing, such as the Nitro OG cars and the Shelby Cobra. So we added that in so that the community could, check them out in their crib as well. And then on popular demand, we added the hotkeys for size and rotation. You can, read all about them in the tooltips, and it just makes rotation a lot more easier. In the next update, we're definitely gonna do the placement via the keyboard as well.
Which one? Which one is the placement? The one that now you
Uh,
use the scroll on the mouse?
yes, exactly. The one that you use your left mouse click and move your mouse around to place the objects. It's called
Ah, okay.
yeah, the technical term for that is translation. So whenever you move a 3D object in a 3D space, you're translating it all around the environment.
So these are the hotkeys now. You
Yeah.
can see it.
So
Yeah.
that will be done in the future release on the keyboard. And yeah, these are the hotkeys.
What about this one for, putting pulling the project, closer to you or away? What about this one? Can this one be done as a hotkey as well?
We have planned it for the future
Ah,
in the
cool.
upcoming releases.
Because this will be very helpful. This my mouse is already suffering, especially when you try to put this out there on the.
Mhm. Yeah.
Now this is what I'm enjoying now the most, like putting stuff outside. If anyone saw on Twitter today, I've put the cars outside, and then I already put some Pacific Rim monsters, and like fighting there in the background with helicopters and all that, and it's really really cool. Now it's like it's really fun to play around with stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
Uh,
previously when the item came out of the window, right, Nabil, and you clicked away, you couldn't do anything anymore with it. Now you can, right? Now you can click it again,
yes.
and you can resize it and do whatever you want with it. So that I think that's one of the updates that people were like super excited about, because now you can actually now you have so much more place to put stuff around that it just yeah, awesome.
Yeah, yeah, that was a fun little thing. It's very useful having, it just gives you more real estate. You can place them wherever you want outside.
Yeah.
Expands on the small room for sure.
When is that coming? Yeah.
Yes, we definitely are. In fact, we just had a meeting about it today. In some of the next set of features that we're doing, we're definitely going to make the small room bigger. So we can expect that in 2 or 3 weeks.
Cool.
Let's go. Awesome.
And how, like, if you can maybe just hint us how big, how much bigger it will be, like by your estimation, what on each side, or like just one side put more, or how are you planning to make it bigger?
Well, we're gonna make it bigger in all aspects, like the height, and well, all over. It's just gonna be more bigger. Tell you what, we can surely give the community a sneak peek from the art side on next week for sure.
Ah, cool. Just send me that,
Yeah.
and I'll share the screen when the time is right. Okay,
Yes,
so
next week. Stay tuned for that.
what else was in the update? So this collider is really really cool, that you can now put stuff outside and move it and do whatever you want with it. And the hotkeys.
Another Yes, yes. Another cool thing that we did was we added the memory to the color palette. So if you have a favorite color, or you wanna, you spent your time getting the perfect color, you don't have to like get it perfect again. You can just save it, and you can save up to 5 colors now.
Oh, that's really cool. Oh, nice.
For
Now I
the
see
wall
colors.
customization. Yes.
Oh, so you just click plus and it gets added. Now that's really cool.
Yes.
That's really cool. I didn't
And
even.
the minus sign, it just removes the first one that you did. But I am thinking that we should have the option to like click on the color and then click on minus, and that one gets removed. But we'll see what we can do about that.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Yeah.
not there
I
yet.
think that makes sense, right? Yeah.
It's not there yet, but yeah. And what
Yeah.
about the previous week we talked with the wallpaper, that you will be able to, move it up and down. That got delayed a bit, right?
Yes, that needed some more time, so that did get delayed.
Awesome. Um, what else? Did we miss anything? Oh,
Yes,
the
yes,
the
yes.
chat the chat
Yeah.
bubbles.
Yes, the chat bubbles, and we've made it easier for you to chat as well. Um, I don't think so if I told this to you, Yaka, but just click enter. No, I need to take your mouse pointer there, just click enter.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and you can just start typing away, and that is it.
That's a surprise to me as well. I didn't know you could just hit
I
enter.
didn't know
That's
that. You
cool.
should you should tell people that.
Yes.
That's cool.
Basically, we were gonna have a text right in front of the chat box saying press enter, but we just, everything was a bit last moment this time, just because we got a bit greedy and we wanted the community to have as many more new features as they could. So this time we got greedy, man, which is why there are some things that need some finesse to it. So but we're working on that. We'll get there. We'll get there.
What I wanted to say is it possible that the text stays longer? Like, because
Yes.
it goes.
This that is one thing and that is known to us. We do plan on making the text stay longer for like say 10 seconds and make the text box longer as well so that you can read the entire message on the text box rather than just a preview. But those were things that needed some more fine tuning so it looked aesthetically pleasing as well. So we're definitely gonna fix that soon.
Awesome. And yeah, I think that was it. I mean, for 1 week update, it
Uh,
it sure seems a
no,
lot.
there's more. There's more. I think you and I, we didn't check this out ourselves though. Use the shift key to make the reflex slower.
Oh yes, I actually didn't try that. Wait, so this is normal? This is normal speed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and this is with shift. Yeah, very nice. So now when I try to turn around, I actually can move slower. That's good. This guy is really fast, and with shift, it's a bit slower. It could be a bit more slower, do you think? Or is that slow enough, guys? What do you think?
Well, that totally depends on the community.
Um, awesome. Yeah, I mean, for a week,
I think when you're in the larger crib, it will feel more slow because there's more space to go around.
yeah, yeah, probably. I have this small one to test.
Mhm.
Nabil just gave me the small room to test around and play. Cool. Thank you, Nabil, for that. I'll get back to you when we talk about the 1.5 update. But I'll give the word now to Anis. Anis,
Oh,
what can you tell us about the update more on the company side? What's happening?
what's happening from Virtua as a company as a whole?
Yes.
I think we're talking about becoming a more gamified metaverse, right? So more game experiences connected with our whole metaverse play. We've got a super cool dashboard where you can manage your land coming out, and we're looking at how to connect your profile management system, which is your inventory, is your SSO, which allows you to log into multiple experiences, connect that to a lot of different I guess, mobile and web-based games, right? So we've been working on the strategy for that and how we deliver these in a consistent manner and at a good level of quality. So there's a few things in there probably are quite raw in terms of the thinking, but the strategy for 2023 is bigger, better, more experiences, more fun, and honestly, that kicks off really with our
Well,
start questing.
you rugged there for a second. I didn't hear the last two sentences.
Oh, so yeah, so it's all about this year's all about being bigger, better, more experiences, more fun, more integrated and interconnected experiences, right? And rolling that out. So we've got stuff like game developer API allowing Web 2.0 games to connect to our metaverse and provide our metaverse users a social place to come and check out their games that they've been playing and show off their achievements or their potential downloadable content those games might want to provide to our users within our space. So there's some really cool things we're doing, and there's lots I want to talk about, and I'm sure we can probably do whole sessions on some of these things that I am talking about. And also like with the cribs today, Yaka, you got to test the proof of concept with our voice over IP. So I think we've got a solution to integrate voice over IP so users can actually now use voice chat, right? So we're going to look at integrating that over the coming weeks, months, and testing scalability of that. But the latency was really good, right? Because Yaka, you were having a conversation with Nabil, I think, right? And you're based in
Slovenia.
Slovenia, and Nabil's based in Lahore, and the quality was good, right?
It was amazing quality. Basically, there was no latency. It was really, really good.
Awesome. Yeah. So the
It
teams.
was really similar to Google Meet.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So that's pretty cool. So all the updates we're going to do with the cribs and the condos are super exciting. Followed by the dashboarding, making resources available to everyone, evolving how Lambots work and how miners can increase your resources. So, Yako, like, what do we want to talk about? There's just so much we can talk about.
There's actually a lot to talk about. I know, but this dev updates only last an hour or so. But I think if you can, basically, you talked about game API, and I know that there's a lot of people here who that's probably the first time they hear the game API. What is that? What does that mean for someone like me? Talk to me like I'm 5.
Okay, so let's say in Web 2.0 there are game APIs out there, right? So the game APIs exist with, let's say, Google Play Store. They have a thing called Google Play Services, right? It allows games to integrate with your Google account, so you can go in, you can sign in on a mobile game to your Google account, and then that will track across your Google account your achievements, right?
Yeah.
Track your leaderboards, and it will provide a whole bunch of additional services potentially outside of just that game, right? So what we're looking at doing is creating a game API for third-party developers and our own games, right, to actually connect or you download an SDK from us and connect their mobile Web 2.0 games or their web games to our metaverse, right? So our Virtua users can now go in, log in with their Virtua account, right? A good example may be Angry Birds, but obviously, this is just an example, right? So imagine you go into Angry Birds, you connect via the game API to a certain level, then maybe you get within our Virtualverse a downloadable content specifically for Angry Birds, right? And then you can show off the leaderboards and how well you've done in your scores within like a dedicated V space for that game, and the players of that game will get it. So we need the SDKs to understand which games the users are playing, and then we need game developers to actually integrate our APIs. But what the whole point of this is you've got Web3, you've got Web2, and how do we bridge Angry Birds IP? You didn't hear it here first, right? There's nothing. That's just an example, right? Just to clarify that, Mr. Mayhem. So the idea is to bridge the traditional world to the new world. So if a traditional player comes in, can still experience the metaverse as a Web 2.0 experience, but it's a nice introduction to the blockchain and NFT space that really makes metaverse Web 3.0, right? So I don't know if I can explain that to a 5-year-old. I really do. I'm struggling to find the right words for it, but I'm trying.
And we are developing this ourselves, like in-house.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We're not going to reinvent the wheel. We are going to learn from what others do in the existing space with their APIs, but we want to provide it with the additional facility to on-ramp a lot of these games that are out there that users are playing, and really give those games a metaverse experience, those social metaverse experiences where users can do more than just play the game now, right? And there's so many opportunities from that, right? And you're going to see the game API come in with probably some of our own games that we plan to release. But then we're going to be rolling this out to game developers as well. And I know Doug is out there. He's going to DICE. Is it this weekend? Which is a big game conference in America for game developers to actually talk about our gaming API. So it's super exciting, and we know there's interest for it.
Awesome. That's very good to hear. Rogue One, I saw your question previously about the outdoor spaces, but I was waiting for Anis to finish, and previously Nabil to finish his. As far as I know, the outdoor spaces are in development, but they are not a higher priority than, for example, the dashboard, and the completion and the updates of the crib, the app, the marketplace. It's all developing, as we go. But I think there is no need for, at least in my opinion, for the outdoor spaces until you have the fundamentals out, which is, the crafting and the quests and the dashboard and so on and so on.
I think the outdoor space is a much larger piece, right? And it's not something we can just iteratively roll out. There's a lot of blocking that we need to do. There's a lot of artwork that needs to go out. So it is a longer timescale for something like that.
Yeah, and this driving around with a car or something, right? There's a lot of games that you can do that in Web 2 already. So I think the biggest difference with us here will be that thing, the dashboard, and then the outside spaces are just more of a how would you say, more for fun engagement than to be the actual difference between Web 2 game and Web 3 game.
So Wolverine asks, will there be a mobile dashboard for iOS? So the dashboard that we're building will be responsive to the best of our ability, so it will work in your mobile browsers. But we are also looking at evolving our app in a future update, not in the initial releases, to support everything that you can do in our dashboard that Shiruz was showing off the other week. Yeah, so that's being mapped out and how we get there.
Yeah, so the future app with the updates that will come in, and will probably do something similar than what we did with the cribs, right? When it comes to the the update, will get you guys through it, and we're gonna go week by week, or with iOS month by month, because it takes a month for them to come back to you with what you need to
we're
fix.
looking at a future release of cribs as well. There, it's worth mentioning that we are looking at a standalone cribs and condos app, right? So you can download it and you get a slightly higher fidelity experience in your mobile. So that's in the pipeline as well.
Yeah, and I just saw, I think it was this week, or I think it was this week when I got sent the documents on how would you move around and, play stuff and decorate and all that, and on the mobile app. And I think it's really, really cool. Awesome. Well, thanks, Anis, for that. I know we promised people 2 weeks ago that we will show them the isometric view, but it's not ready yet.
I've not been given permission, right? Because
Yeah.
there's a few key decisions we need to make around it, and once those are made, then I will be able to share more details on it. But we can say we can say there will be an isometric 2.5D view.
Yes, for
That
sure.
we're
We can.
building. That we can say. What it is, let's see. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
yeah.
I'll tell you in the future.
There was a change of plans, so we won't show the one that we already have.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Anis, I see a lot of, and this is a question for you. I see a lot of members here, especially Sidechain. He's usually the loudest one, asking about the TVK to Cardano. Nothing has been announced about that. Nothing has been talked about that. But what is your opinion on that?
Okay, so Yaka, so we had the conversations, right, with guys that can help us bridge TVK over to Dana. We've been having those conversations in the past few weeks. So we are looking at what we can do and how we can do it, right? Now, what I need to do and what Yaka we need to do is review the bridging options that are out there. My biggest concern with bridging, right, and I think a lot of you can agree with me in the DeFi space, is that bridges are the most hacked platforms, right? Because they enable the ability for contracts to do minting on one side and they enable contracts to do burning, people have found hacks. And because there's not many bridges that do it great decentralized, it is a huge risk enabling that, right? So what we need to look at is what are the options for us to go. And one of the options is, we burn tokens on our primary chains and mint a new token on Cardano to replace those burnt tokens. So that's one option, and we don't need a bridge for that then, right? So we are reviewing these options. I'm against the bridges purely because they're then not matured. And I'm kind of with Vitalik as well, right? Because Vitalik's against bridging technology. I think that, if you look at all the chains, they're all fighting for dominance, right? Whether it's Cardano, whether it's Polygon, whether it's Arbitrum, whether it's Telos, you name it, they all want to be the number one chain. And the idea is to get the users on board. They won't directly say it to you, but they'll be like, we support bridging, but, not really. We're not going to invest a lot of money in getting this technology right for good interoperability between chains, because they want to lock users in their platform. They want it to be the most in-demand chain, right? So I think until we have, maybe 5 years from now, the core chains, and, we're all fans of Cardano here, so hopefully that's one of the primary chains. It really is about who's going to dominate the space. Then it's about building not smart contracts that enable and centralized relay services that enable bridging technology. It's actually about looking at the chain itself and how, at the chain level, the interoperability can happen between the different chains and not between just applications that sit on top of the chain. It really needs to be at that lower level. And because we aren't at the same level, like operating systems, you've got Windows and Mac, they pretty much dominate it. And you've got Android and iOS on mobile, they dominate it. So when you look at supporting those operating systems, it's really easy now, right? Over the years. Historically, early 90s, 80s operating system, it was very hard to build the same application on another operating system. So we've kind of got the same dominant, these chains that once we know there's which ones are going to be the dominant ones, them coming together and working together to support interoperability between those chains, their smart contracts, their token contracts, staking contracts, you name it. So I think we're a little bit far away from that at the moment in terms of the blockchain space as a whole. But whether we support TVK, we are exploring that right now. I've been asked by the rest of the team to put down all the options and the pros and the cons and the benefits, and we're going to be reviewing that in the near future. I hope that helps answer your question, Sidechain, regarding this.
Yeah. So, but even if we are talking about the bridge, or burning on one side, creating on the other side, we won't. TVK will still be an ERC20 token, but if we will be. I think basically there's like two options, right, Denise? One is that we go with the bridge, and it's like two-sided bridge that you can move tokens between Cardano and Ethereum, but that one exposes us to a hack, and we don't want that. We want to be safe. So the other safer option is to bridge tokens, burn them on the Ethereum side at one portion, burn them on Ethereum side, create them on Cardano side, and provide the liquidity on the Cardano side, right?
Yeah, so I'd love to do that, right? But then, like, and I'm being frank and open and honest here, right? So if you create a one-way bridge, how do we, if and I'm for Cardano succeeding, right? But if Cardano in 10 years from now is no longer around and our tokens are all locked in Cardano, right? How do we get them back out, right? That's what the question comes. Then there'd have to be another bridging option. But that's a little bit harder because we've used, it's a double hop, right? So you need to go to one of Cardano's side chains before you can get onto Cardano. And then getting back out of that, unless we enable the two-way Yaka, where we're kind of locked into that ecosystem. So the business, the sensible strategy is not to put all our eggs in one basket, right?
I get it. Yeah.
I hope that helps.
Yeah, that's why I said that we would only bridge a portion of it, not 80%, but I don't know.
Absolutely. So I'm reviewing that as well. So if we had the one-way chain, maybe we can limit the amount that goes across.
Yeah.
Or maybe we just bridge across ourselves and then make it available to users. So there's loads of options, right? So we are reviewing this. It is on one of my top priorities to look at, by the way. So we will have answers in the near future.
I hope you got your answer, Sidechain. Nothing is. I mean, we are looking into it. We are working on it, but nothing has been decided yet. It's not the easiest decision to make.
So Sidechain says in 5 years they ain't gonna cut it. So this isn't me saying. What I'm saying is, when I said 5 years, it's 5 years from now when blockchains have the solution nailed down properly, right? You're absolutely right that if we're going to bridge to Cardano, that needs to happen sooner, not in 5 years. So that's why I'm reviewing it and looking at options for the near term on what we can do and what's best for the Cardano community and Virtua as an ecosystem as a whole, right?
And yes, as Sidechain, trust us, we are all pushing the Anis for this. It's not just the fans that want that, it's also us, right? Because I would love to have, the mints, the next mints that we have. I would love to offer, two-way payment, one in ADA, one in TVK, and the TVK is cheaper than if you pay with ADA, stuff like that. But for that we need to have the token on Cardano. But all in due time. I think the research and everything needs to be there first, and then the proper decision needs to be done. Thank you, Anis, for that. Nabil, yeah.
Yes.
And Anis, did you want to say something?
No, I just said no worries. It's all good. Happy to answer.
Okay. Nabil, are you still awake? Did you?
No, I'm here. I'm
awesome. Here. So I want to talk about the 1.5 update. Right, it's not gonna happen next week. right? We give you a little break next week because we have uh, what do we have coming up?
We have the reward portal.
Reward portal for everyone who minted on Monster Zone, right?
Yes.
We have the actually I can bring this one up for everyone who don't know what we're talking about. Give me a second. Monster Zone. Well, anyway, before I find this,
So
it's
it's
so
very similar to when we did the Cardano land sale. We gave away rewards that people were able to claim. And the same thing is going to happen for the Monster Zone as well. Whoever has bought land, they will be able to claim certain rewards against it in the form of NFTs.
yeah, and it's a monster yacht. Ah, I found it. Cool. Let's bring it here to this window. Okay. Now let me share my screen. So basically, for small plot, right? Everyone who minted a small plot gets this Monster Zone exclusive car, and if you minted a medium plot, you get a jet, and if you minted a large plot, you get a boat, a yacht. So, and that is coming out next week, right?
Yes,
On Wednesday.
indeed. It's coming out
Yeah.
next week. Yes, absolutely.
Rogue One, what do you mean Monster Zone isn't Cardano? Why priority? I mean, this isn't really real. Okay, okay, cool. Okay, I thought that you meant that for real. It's basically just giving the rewards that were already promised in December. So we are a bit behind, but that's because this is also a part of the dashboard, right, Nabil?
Yes, absolutely. It's the beginning of the dashboard as well. It's actually V version 0. That's the internal name we've given, V0.
So dashboard version 0 coming out next week,
Yes,
but only for the claim portal for the rewards.
absolutely.
Cool, awesome. But tell me, what can we then expect in the 1.5 that it's coming
So
in
basically, we had a meeting today, and we basically prioritized the next things that we would like to have. And do you want to open up the list and we can go through it?
the list of updates? Yes, for sure. Let,
Yes.
let me just find it. It's almost done.
Yep. Just write cribs in the drive and you'll be able to find it. That's how I get to it.
Okay, I'm here. I got it. Share your screen. I have your comments in as well, so I hope you didn't put any not safe for work comments. No, I'm joking.
No, that's absolutely okay.
Okay, so where are we? This was done.
Okay, so
Chat bubbles, right?
yes, yes. So basically, now the next step is that we want to give the snap functionality for 3D assets as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So the list that we're gonna go through, it's not like confirmed that it's gonna be in 1.5. We still have to lock the feature list, but this is something that we is a priority for the next releases, right?
Yeah. So okay, so allowing so you said 3D items, snap on for 3D item. What about this?
Yes.
More of the same furniture. So like two of the same chairs, four of the same chairs.
Yeah, yeah, that is also on priority as well.
Okay.
We just need to make a better UI and everything for that. And there are some behind the scene changes that need to be done in order to support this.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay.
And
What What about the scale, the size? So when I'm scaling something and I would like to put all on like number 50, is this something that you're looking into it as well, or not yet?
No, not yet. But that is definitely something that we can do. It should be relatively straightforward.
I'm
Basically, all you need is a number on the slider, and
Yes.
then you'll be able to, yeah, yeah. So that's fairly easy, and we can get that added in for sure.
Okay. I'll just
Then
put it.
we've done,
You don't know
yeah,
about
sure.
this. You don't know about this one because I just slided it in. I
Oh
didn't
my
even.
goodness, oh my goodness, Yaka, no wonder. I was like, didn't we look at the updated sheet here today?
Uh,
You
Sorry about
had
that.
me there.
I saw how confused you are. That's why I said I need to tell you so you won't be that. But I don't know if am I do I have the right crypts opened? I think I do.
This is
Yeah.
the right one. This is
Yes.
the right one. This is the
Yes. Yes.
one that we refer to.
This one is
All
done as
right then.
well.
Yes.
um.
Search
Sir.
filter as well.
Yeah.
Search functionality for sure. We want to work on that next.
Search for
And
the for in the inventory.
yes,
Why is this a problem? Right.
it's not a problem. It's not a problem. It's just something that we have to do. Um, Basically, getting the search right in the form that it's very user friendly is it's what's the most important. Because there needs to be things like you get users get to search even if they put in the wrong keyword and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I get it.
And
Um.
because the data is coming from the server at runtime of the inventory and stuff, there are some things that need to be considered, which is why it wasn't there from the start.
Okay. Okay. I get it. Um. So this one is what we talked about, and you said to me to put it in. So maybe you didn't see it here yet. The stacking of items. So for example, if I have two or three of the same reflects, so they would be put together in like stacking. So my inventory would be because right now, for example, I have 20 of the same boxer reflects, and they take a lot of space in my inventory. So if there would be like an
Mm.
option to put them together, so it would say like 20 of 20 left to put out. Do you think that's something it would be possible?
Yeah, that is something we will look into, but just not for now, but definitely later on. And then we also want to look at the links so that people can actually the NFTs that you have, they can be linked to the secondary marketplace. So whenever there's someone visiting your public crib, and if they like an NFT and they want to buy it, they can just click on it, go to that secondary marketplace, and send an offer.
That is gonna be a really amazing feature. So you don't need to if you go into someone's script and you like a painting or something, and you can just click on it and you see if it's on sale. You go to the JPEG store with the link and just buy it there. That's gonna be awesome. So this was done, the memory palette, and allow people to resize wallpaper.
Yes,
That's
this is
probably
still pending.
yeah. What about different art frames?
Yes,
Because
we'll get to that as well, but later on, not for 1.5.
okay, okay. Add black to the color palette. That was done. I don't even know how this was a problem because I thought that was there
Yeah,
already.
it was there from the start.
Okay, so good. That was then the easiest fix to make. Just color this into green. Done.
And tell Yaka how to make black.
Um, Floor ceiling lights customization. What
Yeah,
about
that needs some a bit of a artwork change as well. So we'll feature that in for most probably 1.6.
cool. cool. Colors are not
And
good. Pink is not pink, for
you
example.
should remove that one.
Now Wendy is now happy with now Wendy is happy with the pink. Previously, pink was not pink enough, but now
Oh,
Wendy
okay.
is saying that now pink is enough pinkish.
Yeah.
It was
And
brightness, right? It had to do with brightness.
yes.
Mhm. Option to read comic book in the crib. Load up reader.
This will be after 1.5 as well.
Hmm. This probably takes some development, right, to connect to the reader.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm really, looking forward to, for example, to, I know Wookie has a lot of comics, and just going there and just read it in his public crib will be amazing. Um,
But
okay.
yeah. On that on that thing, there's a separate conversation that you and I have to have about that.
And we will.
Yeah, we can do that tomorrow.
We can. Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Small cribs should be bigger. Are this in
Yeah.
1.5 or later?
This I am pushing to have in 1.5, but we'll know for sure later this week.
Okay, then I won't color it. Ability to change the VFlect as your avatar. This is coming later. We just had a discussion
Yes.
about this
Yeah.
today. Delete button on the customization screen. So when you click
Yeah,
on
for
object,
sure in 1.5.
oh, that's awesome. If anyone is
This is
wondering
very, very important.
what is this, this means that you are able to just click on an item and just remove it right away. You don't need to go to inventory and search for it. You just delete it, basically remove it from the um, crypt directly. Out of memory. What's that? Is this something that that is getting looked into it? I think you said it's on the user side of a problem, or is that on a dev
It's
side? So
no, it's something that we have to look into a bit more. We are going to experiment with forcing the browser to use more memory, but that might have some unexpected behavior. So it's all about, hit and trial and just getting the RAM allocation just perfect for
Yeah, it's trial and error. So
all kinds of
it is
devices.
quite difficult. It is quite difficult.
Anis, are you talking with us or are you talking with someone else?
No, I'm talking with you guys.
Ah,
Can you
okay.
hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't
No,
understand you.
I was saying. Oh, yeah. I was saying that this one's a little bit more difficult. Like Nibble said, it's a lot of trial and error. And I think the error message, Nibble, did we look at that? Because you should buy more space in your WebGL. I don't think that's something that should be
Yeah,
there.
we,
The
we,
error
we,
message.
we, we that was something we talked about in today's meeting as well. So yeah, we
Hmm.
are looking into that.
No, it actually says if you are a developer, you should consider buying more space in your WebGL and something like that. It says something like that. I need to make a screenshot next time.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a
Okay,
default
yes,
message.
please.
It
Screenshot.
it happens when you're in Wookie's large cave because he has so much stuff in, and when it's low, he has like 500 NFTs put down. So at one point, it usually happens that you're out of memory, and then you need to restart. Um, what is this? Add translation on hotkeys.
So this is remember in the start we were talking about the hotkeys, and I said that people will able to move the NFTs as well with the hotkeys rather than just rotate and scale them.
Mm-hmm.
This is that one.
Ah,
So imagine you're using your keyboard keys to make the object go further
yes,
away or like
yes,
closer to you. That
yes.
thing.
Because I was just talking with Travis today, and he said that he is unable to get his laptop to, to move item like away from himself or to yourself using a touchpad. So I think
Oh,
that
okay.
this key option with that will be very helpful. Um,
For sure.
Can we add 16 voice over IP?
oh, voice over IP.
That should be in this.
Yeah. Uh, maybe Anis for the finish, because I think a lot of users, community, whatever, sees this as something very simple to integrate. What is the biggest problem with integrating voice over IP, and why is this not in yet?
Honestly, it was finding the right provider. So, I've tried experiences with some of the other brands who I shall not name. And when you're looking at the latency between people talking to each other, especially when they're from the UK or, from Pakistan or from America, there is a real lag, right? And we just did not like that lag at all. So we've reviewed, and this is Imtiaz, who's one of our head tech guys down in Pakistan. He's been reviewing solution after solution after solution to find the one that has the best experience, right? Like look at the latency we're getting on Discord is great, right? We can hear each other really clearly. We wanted it to be at that quality. So we've found a provider now that we feel we can potentially scale. So we're looking at testing it and scaling it and implementing it into our experiences and our builds. So yeah, that's why it's taking us a little while longer. We could have rushed to market right at the start with something that's really bad, but everyone would have been like, because our community is global, they would have, not liked it at all.
And I think it's important also to know that, those things are not cheap. So just like putting something in, spending a lot of money, and then changing it 2 months later because it's
it's the dev time plus the QA time, and then it's the brand perception, right, and how the community feels. That all there's a cost to that, and then also you pay per for voice over IP is actually charged by the minute, right? So even if you use voice for like 10 seconds, they charge you for 1 whole minute, right? So it's finding the right balance between the costs associated with it and the quality that we can bring into our feature set.
Yeah, I think that's the part that most don't realize, that is, even if you integrate voice over IP, the company like Virtua still needs to pay for every minute that you talk about, in your crib. It's connected with the cost. It's not for free. It's not like you integrate a Google Meet and then you can just talk. It comes with the cost.
And I would like to ask the community like how excited they are about voice over IP as well. I mean, it would be great to have some feedback.
Of course, everyone is excited. We'll have those meetings then in the trips. Only 25 people will be invited in the future dev updates, because we'll be doing them in crypts, and then we'll have to kick someone out to get another one in. We'll be selling tickets to dev updates. No, I'm joking.
Wookie and Castor are excited for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. So, also will voice over IP eventually work in public crypts as well, right? For sure. If you come into someone's public crypt, is that how is this meant to be?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're taking into consideration private cribs and public cribs, and it should work in both experiences. Obviously, we're looking at constraining it, like you said, 25 users there, Yaka, right? And then potentially beyond that, we'll be looking at models and how we can achieve that. And Yaka, I think you and me and Pervez are jumping on the call on to devise a strategy for that, right?
Yep.
Cool.
What about streaming videos in crypts? Is that coming soon? I don't know. I think we didn't discuss that yet, like into any details.
I think that one needs a bit of clarity. Streaming videos from where exactly?
Yeah, because there's a lot of options, right? When you say streaming, upload a video into our server, and then it's streaming in your crib. Or do you want to stream a YouTube video, or do you want to stream a video from X, Y, and Z service. Like there's lots of options. So really understanding what is key. Probably YouTube, streaming YouTube does.
Yeah, just placing movie files where, for example, where if you have like if you have like a TV that you would just put the, I don't know, an MP4 or movie files into a TV on a wall in a frame, that would be cool. Okay, so he means that you would be able to, just like we have wallpapers now, for example, Nabil, that you would have like a TV and you would be able to put in the MP4 of something.
If we had a PC standalone build, that would be really easy to do. On WebGL, we will really need to see.
Because the quality wouldn't be that good as well, right?
Yeah, and then the thing about like uploading and storage limits, stuff like that. So that's something that we will have to look at. It's not as straightforward as it would be on a PC build.
And about that, I remember that you once mentioned, and just to finish with this, you once mentioned that a standalone build will come in the future. What does that mean? It's like a downloadable, and then it's like, better.
Yes, it's very, very similar to the fan caves and Terradome and art gallery that we have on Virtua, that you just download the client and you play it on your PC.
And then the graphics and all that are, of course, probably better, right?
Yes, and then you won't get that memory out of bound issues anymore.
Anis, you wanted to say something?
I said exactly that. Higher fidelity games come with that, right? So you're not constrained by the browser and the restrictions on how much memory they can use and processing power they can use. So it would be really great for users who do have gaming desktops to just get an additional experience. But this is why we went with web first, right? It's about lowest common denominator, making sure that we can support as many users as possible, and then we expand out. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, Wookie, it will be. I think it will get into a pipeline when we'll say, this is the cribs and condos are done the way we imagined it, and now we can proceed to the app or to standalone. But until
in terms of priority, I think we will get the mobile app out first for cribs and condos, and then we will move on to the standalone PC version.
And it makes sense, in my opinion, right? The mobile usage is more important than, not more important, but will be more used, and then a standalone build on a PC. Okay, guys, thanks for joining us today. It's been a long one, more than an hour. So thank you, Nabil, for waking up and joining us. Thank you, Anis, for all the detailed look into what's happening. And
so much. It's so fun. Thank you.
Can't wait to speak with you guys again next week. And yeah, community, if you have questions, gather them, send them to Lorena, Wendy, and that's it. Have fun, guys, and speak to you soon.
Thank you. Take care. Ciao.
Stay safe. Bye-bye.